Hey, what's going on, guys? This is KC, or better known as KPikklefield on Twitter, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what is going on with the deal with Ann Coulter and her speech. So basically, a little over a month ago, she announced that she was going to give a speech at UC Berkeley, and the liberal left, the Antifa, decided that they were going to shut it down by any means necessary. And guess what? It got canceled. So let me back it up a little bit. Same place that she was set to have her speech, which was at the Student Union on UC Berkeley campus, is the same place that Milo was set to give his speech. That was February 1st. Milo was to speak there, and about 1,000 students, from what I could gather, were actually there. It was kind of a peaceful gathering, peaceful demonstration, as peaceful as those things can go. And then a lot of Antifa showed up, about 150, and chaos ensued. A woman wearing a Make Bitcoin Great Again hat, who was being interviewed by the news, got pepper sprayed. I understand later on her husband got beat, 3 broken ribs. There's a lot of video of him just getting beat while he's laying in the street unconscious. It was a big mess. That was the first riot that I had filmed, and in fact, the first picture you'll see is of that riot where they lit fire to some kind of a electrical lighting system, which eventually at kind of at the corner of the student union, then eventually caught to the tree a little bit. It was just crazy. But my theory about what happened here is this: the school knew weeks ahead that the Antifa were uh, threatening violence. They knew that they were going to try to shut it down. Yet the school told UC Berkeley cops to stand down and to let them riot. So they did nothing while people were beat senseless. They did nothing while fires were set, while they rampaged in the streets. Nobody cared. And I think that UC Berkeley did that because it was clear, and they made it clear, they did not agree with Milo. They did not want him to speak. But they also wanted to keep their perception that this is a school that still upholds free speech. So all they had to do was just let the rioters riot. They knew it would get shut down. They knew that they'd have to evacuate Milo and stop the speech, and they wouldn't have to hear it, but they could still seem like they're still the bastion of free speech that they used to be in the 60s. They are not all about free speech. They're all about the liberal side. That's the only opinion that they want heard. That's the only opinion, the only side that is allowed on campus. Here's further proof. So back to Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter says, and I think it was Young America Foundation, I believe, who invited her. She was going to speak there in the evening, and then UC Berkeley started imposing all these things to try to discourage her. Like, you can only do it in the morning or early afternoon. The excuse is, well, we're afraid that people will riot, and when it gets dark, they'll start smashing things. And just a whole litany of other things, trying to discourage her. So she agreed to all these things because she wanted to give a speech, and probably more importantly, that she wanted to make sure that free speech is upheld. So she agreed. And then UC Berkeley I think it was Wednesday, the day before yesterday, they canceled it. So there was, of course, a big uproar on Twitter, on different social media platforms. She started talking about litigation. She went on Tucker Carlson and talked about how she was being denied her constitutional rights. She also said that she was going to speak anyway. What are they going to do? Arrest me? So, and that was on Tucker Carlson Wednesday night. So the next day, UC Berkeley said, okay, fine. They gave into the pressure, which is good. You can come, but you have to come May 2nd and do it early in the day. Couple problems with that. Number one, Ann and all her people had booked, plane reservations, hotels, everything like that. Number two, that was what's called Dead Week. If you're familiar with the college, and I don't know when Dead Week is. I'm beyond college age now, but anyway, virtually people won't be there. She will have lost her audience. So again, she refused and said, "I'm coming April 27th." So next Thursday, April 27th, Ann Coulter will be speaking. Now, just found out yesterday that, first of all, Berkeley said, okay, this is no safe place for Ann Coulter. They're kind of trying to wash their hands of it. Basically saying, okay, fine, you're going to show up. We're not going to be responsible for the violence. We're not going to be responsible if you get hurt. And it sounds like they don't want to be responsible for providing any kind of security, not only for her, but any of the students who want to watch. Just a bunch of cowardly bullshit. So anyways, police put out a statement. They have credible threats against Ann Coulter, against anybody who wants to show up and listen. So here's what we're asking. Her security is already covered. Proud Boys are going to be there doing what they always do to protect people, but we need more. The more people we have, the less likely it's going to be that it's going to devolve into some big kind of riot like happened on April 15th, which most of you have seen. In fact, if you're on this channel watching this, no doubt you were here because you saw the videos I took. So if Ann does not speak, this sets a dangerous precedent. First of all, back in February 1st, with the Milo deal, it took actual violence to shut that down. Now we've progressed, it's actually regressed, to a point where you don't have to have actual violence. Nobody actually has to do anything. You just have to publicly threaten violence, and colleges and institutions like UC Berkeley tuck their tail between their legs and go and hide. And that's what happened. That is why they canceled the speech with Ann Coulter. So we have to stop that. We can't let that happen. There is a huge problem with the education system. Right now, the battleground is most definitely colleges and universities. That's where it's being fought. But it goes way back to kindergarten. And probably at some point I'll make a video about that, but now I don't even have time to get into that. So the battleground is the colleges and universities. Some of the different ways that free speech is being crushed is through things like microaggressions, political correctness, safe spaces, and just general demonstrations, rioting, anything, anytime a non-liberal speaker wants to come to campus, they riot, they threaten violence, and they shut it down. And we can't allow that to happen. And the bigger problem is these people, they're being taught by Marxist professors. These people, these young minds are being indoctrinated. Those kids are going to end up being your senators, your congressmen, your judges. Those people are going to be the ones that are in power. And unless they have some radical mind shift, which I'm sure they won't, then they're going to be the ones that are trying to change things that you care so much about, like free speech. So, yeah, your freedoms are under threat from every direction on every level. And if we don't push back, we're really going to be screwed when all these people start getting into power. There is a teacher, Yvette Falarka. I've talked about her on Twitter. I have filmed her at the different demonstrations. I've talked to her before some riots. She is a teacher at Berkeley, at Martin Luther King Middle School in Berkeley. And she is indoctrinating middle school students there. Those kids are the kids that, 5 to 10 years from now, are going to be fighting my kids. And I don't want that to happen. She shows up at all these riots. The Antifa listened to her. She's the leader of BAM, the acronym By Any Means Necessary. So no doubt she's going to be there on April 27th to try to shut down Ann Coulter. That person needs to be removed from power. If you have any belief in free speech, go to change.org. There's a petition to get her removed. Now, most of you will probably remember the demonstration/riot in Sacramento last year. She was filmed attacking a protester who was not fighting, didn't have any weapons, just standing there, speaking, talking, yelling, whatever, doesn't matter. So she started hitting him with her fist, but because she is so small, obviously she couldn't do anything. So another person, she's got like all these Antifa, like 4 or 5 of them at least, to attack the guy, to drag him down to the ground, just start stomping and beating on him until police were able to pull the people off of him. When that video surfaced, there was a big outcry, and she actually got suspended for a little while. I'm not sure how long, but the school board reinstated her. Basically, their position is, we don't care what she does on her free time. When she's off the clock, we don't give a shit. So basically that's saying, okay, what if she's molesting her students? Hey, it's okay. She's off the clock. You know, the school district, Berkeley Unified, they don't get to pick and choose their crimes. If you're okay with someone fighting, someone beating people up, someone inciting violence, you got to be okay with the other thing, with her molesting her students. You can't have it both ways. You can't be okay with one crime and not okay with the other. You're either against criminal teachers or you're for criminal teachers. And right now, they're saying they're for criminal teachers. We need to get Yvette Filarca removed from her position as a teacher at Martin Luther King Middle School in Berkeley. So I think I've gone on long enough about that woman. But anyhow, I'm going to do everything I can to try to help with the movement to get her removed. I sometimes go to her school. I'm trying to maybe catch an interview with her on camera, see if I can get some additional evidence to help out. So anyways, if you guys want to come April 27th, I am not 100% positive that Ann will speak on the actual school grounds. If she really wants to make a statement, she'll go to the same place where Milo was shut down, at the student union, and she'll make her statement there, but I'm not sure that she will. Maybe she'll do it close by. You're probably not going to have a long, probably not days advance notice. It might even be hours advance notice. I know that she doesn't want to give the Antifa a lot of time to organize and come and shut it down. So if you can come, that's great. I don't recommend you flying from out of state because who knows when it's going to be. I will know as soon as anyone can possibly know. I've been talking to the security team there, and they will let me know. And as soon as I can let you guys know, I will let you know where, when, and because we need bodies there. The more people that we can have that show up, the less likely it will be that there will actually have to be a physical battle to keep free speech intact. My guess is what will probably happen is the police will show up en masse, and this time, rather than trying to keep people separated, and rather than just stepping back and letting people beat the crap out of each other, my guess is they will bow to the wishes of the school and they will actually try to remove Ann Coulter and not let her speak. Of course, under the guise of her safety. But that's my guess. I think that's what the school is going to do. That's their next ploy to keep her from speaking and to still pass themselves off as being a free speech institution. That's what I think is going to happen. So I don't know. Any number of things can happen, but we need bodies there. We need a lot of people there that are willing to stand up to the Antifa, that are willing to protect the other students that are no doubt going to be there. Those kids are not there to fight. They're there to listen to Ann Coulter. They need to be protected. We need bodies there. We need hundreds of people there. If you want to be there, contact me on Twitter. I know people have been leaving messages on some of my videos, but I can't respond to everybody. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages. So contact me on Twitter at KPikklefield. That's at KPikklefield. I will respond, and yeah, let's get crowds here. So anyhow, thanks, guys. I appreciate you coming to my channel, watching all the riot videos. I do have other videos other than April 27th. I have videos from the Milo protest. I have videos from the March 4th protest / riot, and of course the April 27th. I will be posting videos the day or night of April 27th, and probably the next day as well. So those will be up. If you want to see pictures from all the riots, go to my Instagram, KPikklefield on Instagram. I also have a blog, KPikklefield.com, where I talk a little bit more about some of the issues that I have been tweeting about. So I'd love to hear from you guys. And anyways, have a great weekend, and let's show up April 27th at UC Berkeley. Protect Ann Coulter, protect the students, protect free speech. Bye.